Well, we're about to start another thrifting adventure. And in today's adventure, I found this Sky Dancers doll. I also found about 4 Barbie dolls. Plus, I found a lot of interesting stuff for you guys too. So don't go anywhere. Oh, and by the way, at the end of this video, there's a bonus section where I update you guys on what things sold for. So we should have a lot of fun today. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Well, guys, I'm ready to thrift. No, I'm not. I'll see you next week. I'm tired. Nah, I'm just kidding. I am dying to thrift, and I'm dying to go thrifting with you guys. So let me give you the trivia question, and then we'll be on our way. In what year did the Lego Toy Company open, and in what country did it open in? Well, I'll give you that answer later on in the video, but for now, let's get thrifting. When I got to this store, I decided to start my search on this shelf. Seemed to have some pretty nice stuff, so why not start my search here? At the end of this top row, I saw this blue sky piece. It was called Fairy Tales. It was $7.99. It was 25% off today, and I like blue sky stuff, so I put this in the cart. I continued to walk around this store. Well, actually, you don't walk around like going up and down aisles. You just go from shelf to shelf until you find something that interests you. Well, I finally found something that interested me, and it was this Hummel music box for $4.99. I figured at 25% off, this had to be a pretty decent buy, so it went in the cart. Well, I started to walk towards this shelf because it seemed like it had some pretty nice stuff on it too. And right away, on that second row down, I saw that blue and white jar. Well, it was made by Delph, and it was only $2.99 on a 25% off day. How could you pass up a piece of Delph pottery at that price? I had decided it was time to move to the next part of the store when I came across this Lenox Christmas ornament. It was really nice looking, but then I realized it was $9.99, and even on a 25% off day, that was way too expensive. So I just continued on my journey. Well, I looked high and low, but that's all I could find at this store. So it was time to leave and head to the next. Let's go see what treasures we can find there. Well, guys, before we head to the next store, I wanted to go over something with you guys. Now, as most of my viewers to my channel know, that subscribers to my channel get to sit up here in the front, and we have a lot of fun, and non-subscribers have to sit way back there, and it's not that much fun. But I decided to do a test to show you non-subscribers what it's really like back there. So I found a non-subscriber, and I made her sit back there. She's been back there for about 20 minutes now, and I'm going to ask her how she's doing, okay? How you doing back there? I don't think she's doing that well. So I would suggest you non-subscribers click that subscribe button. Okay, let's get heading to the next store. Well, here we are. Second store of the day, Second Salvation Army. This Salvation Army, in case you forget you're here, you just look at the rug on the floor, and then you can be reminded. Okay, let's get treasure hunting. As soon as I get to this store, this is usually the aisle I walk over to because it has so many collectible figures on it. And the first figure I saw that I liked was this willow tree. It was $6.99 on a 25% off day. Still a little high, but I took a chance with it. Further down this same aisle, I came across this Precious Moments figure. Now, I don't usually buy Precious Moments, but some of the older ones have a little bit of value. So this was $4.99. It was older, 25% off. I took it. Next, I walked over to this part of the store. It looked like it had promise, but as I got closer, I wasn't seeing anything that I wanted. But I kept looking. Then I realized this section of the store was not going to be for me today, so I moved on. Well, I started walking towards my cart because I have pretty much seen everything I had to see at this store. So I figured I would just head to one more store, probably a Goodwill, and then call it a day.
Okay, we're going to head to the last store of the day. Oh, but before we go, I bet you guys want to know what happened to the non-subscriber. Well, she ended up subscribing. And she's up here in the front, and she's going to have a great time, and she's thrilled. So remember, non-subscribers, click that subscribe button. Okay, I'll meet you at the last store.
I like this Goodwill, because I seem to have fairly good luck here. Right away, I realized my luck might be holding out. I saw this woman sitting on a horse statue. It was really well made. They were only asking $5 for it. It was called Safe Passage. I looked it up. They were going for $70, $80. So even though this had some minor damage on it, I took a chance. Next up, I walked over to their toy aisle. First thing I noticed that they had put out brand new toys. Like toys in a box, not just new to me. First thing I saw was this Barbie fashionista. She was sitting in a wheelchair. They were asking $8 for her. I looked it up. Online, they were going for 30. So I put her in the cart. I went back to the shelf and I saw this Sky Dancers toy. Also $8. These were going for 30 online. So I took that too. I went right back to the aisle where I saw this Barbie Magic Pegasus toy. $8 they were asking. This was going for 60. So this was definitely going in the cart. Pretty good so far. Well, I definitely wasn't leaving the toy aisle without looking everywhere, because I kept seeing new toys. I saw this Disney Tinkerbell doll. They were asking $4 for it. They were going for 20 online. So that went in the cart. I went back to the shelf. I saw the My Pony doll. It was $10, but they were going for 30. This was getting to be fun. In the cart this went too. Well, needless to say, I couldn't be much happier at what I found at this store. So now it was time to head out to the car, give you guys an answer to a trivia question, and head home to list all this stuff.
Well, it's the sad part of the day when I have to say goodbye, but I want to give you the answer to today's trivia question. The, 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 the what the hell was today's trivia question? the, the Lego company opened up in 1932 in Denmark. Okay, let's try that again. I'll be right back. Well, guys, it's that sad part of the day when I have to say goodbye. But I want to give you the answer to the trivia question. But before I do, remember, there's a bonus section coming up at the end of this video, so don't you go anywhere. Okay, in what year did the Lego company open, and in what country? Well, it opened up in 1932 in Denmark. It was opened up by this guy, Ole Christensen. It started off as a wooden toy company. And then a few years later, they came out with these bricks. And they were really popular. Even though everybody warned him they would fail, he kept up. And Legos are still around to today. So obviously they were wrong and he was right. Oh, in 1958, they came out with the Duplo line of Legos. That's for the smaller kids, the little bigger bricks. And they're a big hit too. So I think Ole was right and everybody was wrong for sure. Okay, so if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. Please share this video with a friend. Most of all, stay safe out there, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye. This is the bonus portion of this video. This is where I show you excerpts of older videos where I bought stuff, and then I break in and I update you guys on what they sold for. It's usually pretty informative. So let's get started with item number 1.
This aisle really caught my interest. It had some really nice stuff on it. But the thing that interested me the most was this Diplomat watch winder. Yep, it winds your watches, guys. They were asking $12.99, obviously half price today. So I definitely wanted this. They go for $60 and up.
I was expecting to get around $60 for that watch winder. Well, what you expect and what you get's not always the same thing. But I did end up making a profit on it because it ended up selling for $29.95 plus $10.95 shipping. And after my discount, I only paid $6.50 for that. So I still made a nice profit. Okay, now on to the next item.
This store put up a temporary clearance aisle for all their Christmas stuff. I didn't think I was going to find anything, but I took a look anyway. I did happen to see these bubble lights for $4. Now, I had bought these a few weeks ago, and they sold in one night for 20. I took these too.
Every time I see those bubble lights, I pick them up and they always sell. And they sell pretty fast too. These sold for $17.95 plus $9.95 shipping. That was a pretty nice profit. So if you guys see bubble lights out there, pick them up. Don't even bother looking them up. They'll sell, just buy them. Make sure you get them cheap enough. Okay, now on to the next item.
On this aisle, I saw those two bears. They were cute, but they weren't money makers. Then I saw this magnifying glass. It was made of brass. It was only $2. It had a perpetual calendar built into it. I figured it would easily bring 20, so I brought it home.
I love when I see these vintage magnifying glasses, especially the ones made of brass, because they sell so fast and you make a pretty good profit on them. Now remember, these I bought for $2 and they ended up selling for $16.95 plus $4.95 shipping. So that's a pretty good markup. I wish I could do that on all my items. Okay, so if you see them out there, you got to look them up too. Some of them are worth hundreds of dollars. Okay, now on to the next item.
Over on their toy aisle, the first thing I saw was this Bungee's toy. It was $3, but I looked them up and they were going for just around 10. So I passed on that. Then I walked towards the end of the aisle where I saw this group of video games. This one was a GameCube. It was called Crazy Taxi. It was going for like $15. This next game was called Dragon Ball Z. This was going for like 20. All games at this place are only $2, so this was definitely a pretty good buy. This was Spider-Man. I took that. I took the Batman Vengeance game and the Star Fox Adventures. The only one I left behind was Minority Report, and the rest of them I took. I figured I made a nice purchase here.
I don't usually sell video games, and the reason for that is I don't feel like spending hour after hour going through rack after rack trying to find them. I usually have better things to do with my time. But in this case, they were just sitting there on the toy shelf, so I looked up a couple and they were worth decent money, so I took them. Well, I got home and listed them, and Crazy Taxi sold for $12.50 plus shipping, and Star Fox Adventures sold for $15.50 plus shipping. I made a nice profit, and I still have a few more to sell, so it's going to turn out to be a good buy. Maybe I should spend time going through the racks. Nah, I won't. Okay, now on to the next item.
Well, I continued my search, looking for rare and exotic treasures, but I didn't find any of those. But I did see this woman's purse made out of a coconut shell. They were asking $6.99 for it. They go for over 20. I've sold them before, so I took this one.
Well, I was pretty sure this coconut woman's purse was going to sell because I've sold them before. And this one ended up selling for $19.95 plus $6.95 shipping. And not only that, it sold to one of my subscribers. Her name's Aminta B. Well, thank you, Aminta. Thank you for the purchase. Okay, guys, well, that's it for today. So if you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to click the subscribe button. Please share this video with a friend. Most of all, stay safe out there, and I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.